uh, for attending, and hopefully you will continue. We would look forward to that. Um, and Rhonda, it's great to see you back. So today's topic is about self-compassion. Self-compassion is important any time of the year. But as we enter this new year of 5784, it is something especially critical, I believe, to embrace. Let's be honest, these are difficult times. Living through the effects of the pandemic, watching our climate changing, worrying about the future of our country, and that's just a few of the challenges that we are facing now. Each of us carries the individual burdens we bear, even in the best of times. So moving from self-judgment to self-compassion isn't just a good idea. It's a spiritual necessity. It is what will help us meet this moment and even thrive under these difficult circumstances. Now, we don't become masters of self-compassion overnight. Like anything else that is meaningful, we have to work at it and build our self-compassion muscles. To that end, let's consider two principles rooted in Jewish texts to help us grow our self-compassion. The first is letting go of perfectionism. And the second, which is a bit of a turn on words, is loving ourselves as we love our neighbors. Here's a beautiful teaching by Rabbi Stephanie Colin. A midrash tells that when Moses was told to construct the tabernacle, he felt insecure and asked God, "How can I possibly construct this tabernacle, knowing I am only human and cannot make it perfect like you or your ministering angels?" God returned, "I have celestial matters from above. You do not need to worry to use my materials. You have your materials below. If you build the tabernacle with the materials you have in your earthly plane, I will come and dwell there." So, what is the lesson that we learn here? Of course, this is a fictional conversation. However, this teaching is helpful in reminding us, and especially those who lean toward perfectionism, that judging ourselves by godly standards is something that is unattainable to reach. Instead, our talents, our resources. Perfection is not only impossible, but not even desired. What you create and build will be not only good enough, it will be holy. Principle number 2, loving ourselves as we love our neighbor. Let's say you have a neighbor who is going through a difficult time. What would you do? You would first listen to this person and then offer sympathy or a suggestion to ease their mind. If that friend was expressing impatience at not being in the place she wanted to be in her physical or spiritual life, you would refrain from judging her progress and instead urging to be patient and that everything would ultimately be okay. As a Torah scholar, Akiva Artson suggests, try flipping a familiar Torah phrase, "Love thy neighbor as you would yourself," to "love ourselves as we love our neighbor." When we have a difficult moment, do we offer ourselves sympathy or empathy? Do we refrain from judgment and offer reassurance? Are we willing to ask for help and support that we need, perhaps in the form of meals, rides, walks, company? For most of us, our answer is no, or not really. But here's the work. Anne Lamott, author and spiritual teacher, writes about mercy. in which she defines as radical kindness. She says, probably the most radical part of it is that it begins with kindness to yourself, and in the same measure with which you would be very, very kind to others. Sort of automatically, we are warm and friendly to other people. And yet, with ourselves, we tend to be harsh. And we tend to be easily exasperated with ourselves. And we tend to be easily exasperated with ourselves. So, radical part of kindness is about stroking your own shoulder and stopping the bad self-talk. She continues, and that's where my belief, healing ourselves, our families, and our world begins. In other words, when we put on our own oxygen mask first. And so, let's begin our meditation. So I will ask you to find yourself a comfortable seat that allows you to be erect and yet relaxed. And that might mean some support behind you. Just be sure that your feet are resting comfortably on the floor. Let's take a few deep and slow breaths to help you settle into this moment with a bit more ease and stability. And you're ready. Begin to slowly close your eyes and gaze downward, or gaze downward with a soft focus. To help you perhaps become more connected with this topic of self-compassion, you might consider repeating to yourselves one or both of these phrases. May I be kind to myself at this moment. May I be kind to myself at this moment. May I be kind to myself at this moment. May I give myself the compassion I need. May I give myself the compassion I need. May I give myself the compassion I need. May I be kind to myself at this moment. May I give myself the compassion I need. You'll have the next 10 minutes for your meditation. Enjoy. begin now to slowly deepen your breath. Wiggle fingers and toes. And when you are ready, begin to open your eyes slowly, coming back to the room. So I'd like to leave you with these words as we end our meditation together. May this coming year be sweetened with rachamim, compassion. May we remember that the power to choose between harsh self-scrutiny and self-compassion is always in our own hands. Thank you very much for joining in this meditation. If you're on Zoom, I wish you a happy week and one of self-caring. Miriam, I think we can begin our prayers and